Technology is no longer a tool we pick up and put down. It is the water in which we swim. It is the air we breathe. It is an extension of our very being, a second skin woven from silicon and electricity. Today, on October 17th, 2025, this truth is more self-evident than ever before. We wake to its alarms, we work through its screens, we communicate through its invisible networks. This omnipresence has sparked a great debate. Some see technology as a benevolent deity, a bringer of comfort and prosperity. Others view it as a malevolent force, a demon that promises salvation while quietly stealing our souls. The question is not whether technology has changed our lives. The question is how, and to what end. The transformation has been total. It has reshaped our homes, our workplaces, our minds. It dictates how we live, how we love, and how we die. To understand our species in the 21st century is to understand our relationship with our own inventions. This essay will argue a simple but crucial point. Technology has, on the whole, been a powerful force for human betterment. It has made our lives demonstrably easier and created unprecedented opportunities for work and collaboration. However, this progress has come at a price. This is not a simple story of good versus evil. It is a complex narrative of trade-offs. For every convenience gained, a skill may have been lost. For every opportunity created, a traditional way of life has been disrupted. The very tools that connect us across continents can also isolate us within our own homes. The challenge, therefore, is not to reject technology, but to manage it. We must acknowledge its immense benefits while confronting its significant drawbacks head-on. They are two sides of the same revolutionary coin. Our future depends on our ability to navigate this new reality with wisdom and foresight. My thesis is clear. Technology is a double-edged sword, one whose sharper, more beneficial edge has so far prevailed. It has improved the material conditions of human life to an extent our ancestors could not have imagined. It has unlocked new realms of productivity and creativity. Yet, it has also unleashed new problems: job displacement, mental distress, electronic waste. These are not minor glitches in the system. They are fundamental challenges that demand our immediate and sustained attention. The story of technology is the story of humanity's ongoing experiment with itself. First, let us consider the most intimate sphere of human life: our daily existence. Technology has fundamentally domesticated the modern human. Our ancestors battled the elements for survival. Split image, primitive hand axe, left, modern smartphone, right. We command them with the flick of a switch. Consider the simple magic of electricity, indoor plumbing. These systems, now taken for granted, have liberated humanity from the tyranny of darkness and from the constant threat of waterborne disease. They allow us to live with a degree of comfort and hygiene that would have been unimaginable to even the wealthiest kings of the pre-industrial age. Our homes are no longer mere shelters. They are engineered ecosystems of convenience. This domestication extends beyond our basic needs. Think of transportation: cars, buses, airplanes. These are not just machines. They are time-bending devices. They compress space and stretch our lifespans by allowing us to traverse vast distances in mere hours. A journey that would have taken our great-grandparents weeks of arduous travel can now be completed between breakfast and lunch. This has revolutionized where we can work, who we can see, what we can experience. The world has shrunk, and our personal horizons have expanded in direct proportion. We have become a species in perpetual motion, a feat made possible entirely by technological ingenuity. Inside our homes, a silent army of machines serves us. The washing machine, the refrigerator, the microwave. These are the unsung heroes of the modern age. They have liberated millions, particularly women, from endless hours of domestic drudgery. The time once spent scrubbing clothes by hand or preserving food is now free. It can be reallocated to education, leisure. This is not a small change. It is a profound social revolution, driven by gears and circuits. Every minute saved from a repetitive chore is a minute that can be invested in human potential. The miracles of modern medicine are perhaps the most compelling evidence of technology's benevolence. We have tamed diseases that once wiped out entire populations. Vaccines have turned deadly plagues into historical footnotes. Diagnostic tools like MRI, X-ray scanners allow doctors to peer inside the living body to find and fight illness before it becomes a death sentence. A tangible example is the rise of telemedicine. A person in a remote village can now consult a specialist in a major city using a simple smartphone. This access to expertise saves lives, prevents minor issues from escalating, and democratizes healthcare in an unprecedented way. Technology is our most potent weapon against suffering and premature death. Second, technology has completely re-engineered the world of work. It has ignited a great acceleration in productivity and forged entirely new avenues for human enterprise. The core of this transformation is efficiency. A single human armed with a computer can now perform tasks that would have required a whole team of clerks just a few decades ago. Complex calculations, data analysis, information retrieval happen at the speed of light. This leap in productivity allows businesses to create more value with fewer resources, driving economic growth and, in theory, raising living standards for everyone. The machine has become our most powerful partner in the creation of wealth. This acceleration has also shattered the traditional concept of the workplace. The 9-to-5 office is no longer the only temple of labor. Digital platforms and high-speed internet have untethered work from a specific physical location. This has given rise to a global army of freelancers, remote employees. A graphic designer in Bali can create a logo for a company in Berlin. A writer in Nairobi can draft a report for a client in New York. This geographic liberation means that talent, not location, is becoming the primary currency of the new economy. It offers a form of economic freedom that was previously unthinkable. Furthermore, technology does not just improve old jobs, it invents entirely new ones. A few decades ago, the job title app developer, data scientist, social media manager would have sounded like science fiction. Today, they are mainstream professions, employing millions of people around the globe. These new fields represent the frontier of the modern economy, offering opportunities for those with the right skills to build rewarding and often lucrative careers. Entire ecosystems have sprung up around these new roles. Coding bootcamps, online certification programs. A clear example of this new world of work is the platform economy. Consider a small-scale artisan who makes handmade jewelry. In the past, their market was limited to their local village or town. Today, using a platform like Etsy or Shopify, they can showcase their products to a global audience of millions. With a few clicks, they can manage inventory, process payments, and arrange international shipping. This is not just a convenience. It is a fundamental shift in economic power. It allows small creators to bypass traditional gatekeepers and build their own businesses on their own terms, turning a hobby into a livelihood. Technology has become the great equalizer for the ambitious entrepreneur. Let us now turn our gaze to the new gods of this era. They are not made of stone or gold, they are made of code and algorithms. Google, Facebook, Amazon, Apple. These entities are more than just companies. They are the new pantheons, shaping our reality, guiding our choices, holding immense power over our lives. They know what we search for, who we talk to, what we buy, where we go. This concentration of knowledge gives them a godlike ability to influence human behavior on a massive scale. They are the invisible architects of our digital world, and we are, for the most part, their willing subjects. The power of these new gods is rooted in a simple bargain. We offer them our data, our attention, our most intimate details. In return, they offer us convenience, connection, entertainment. It is a Faustian pact for the 21st century. We get free email, instant navigation, an endless stream of amusing cat videos. They get the raw material needed to build the most sophisticated models of human behavior ever created. This data is then used to sell us things, to shape our opinions, to keep us engaged with their platforms for as long as possible. The business model is not selling a product. The product is us. This has profound implications for society. The algorithms that curate our social media feeds are not neutral arbiters of information. They are designed for one primary purpose: to maximize engagement. And what engages humans most effectively? Often it is outrage, conflict, sensationalism. As a result, these platforms can become echo chambers, amplifying our existing biases and polarizing public discourse. We are shown a world that confirms what we already believe, making it harder to understand different perspectives or find common ground. The tool designed to connect the world is, paradoxically, helping to tear it apart. The sovereignty of the individual is also at stake. When an algorithm knows you better than you know yourself, can you truly be said to have free will? When your choices, from the news you read to the products you buy, are subtly guided by a non-human intelligence, we are entering an age where human desire itself can be engineered and manipulated. The new gods do not rule by force, but by suggestion. They do not send armies, but notifications. We are not their prisoners. We are their followers, willingly marching to the beat of their algorithmic drum. However, this story of progress casts a long and dark shadow. For every benefit technology bestows, a new problem seems to emerge from the darkness. One of the most immediate and painful is job displacement. Automation is not a future threat, it is a present reality. Robots in factories, software in offices, AI in customer service, increasingly doing human tasks. For every job as an app developer, for every job as a factory worker, for every job as a bank teller, people whose skills are becoming obsolete must reinvent themselves. Beyond the economic realm, technology is taking a toll on our mental well-being. We are the most connected generation, yet loneliness and anxiety are epidemic. The constant barrage of notifications, the pressure to maintain a perfect online persona, the endless comparison on social media. Our brains evolved for the savannah, not perpetual digital stimulation. A teenager scrolling through curated images on Instagram, feeling inadequate. This digital-induced despair is real suffering. Then there is the physical waste. E-waste piles up. Old smartphones, old laptops, used batteries. Devices become poisonous relics in years. Production, consumption, disposal. We are filling the planet with carcasses of our technological desires. The sleek surfaces hide a dirty secret. These are not trivial side effects. They threaten society's fabric. Loss of meaningful work can spark social unrest. Erosion of mental health can cripple a generation. Environmental poisoning can endanger our survival. Ignoring these problems is not an option. They are the bill due for rapid technological advancement. The shadow of progress is real and growing longer. We must step out of the light of our screens and confront what lurks in the darkness. Faced with these challenges, we are not helpless. We are the creators of this technology, and we have the power to shape its future course. Taming the digital beast requires a multi-pronged attack. First, governments must step up and act as responsible regulators. This is not about stifling innovation. It is about setting sensible rules of the road. We need robust laws to protect personal data, to ensure algorithmic transparency, to hold tech giants accountable for the social impact of their platforms. Just as we regulate food safety and automobile manufacturing, we must regulate the powerful technologies that shape our lives. Education is our second critical weapon. We cannot expect people to navigate this complex new world without the right skills. Schools must move beyond teaching traditional literacy and numeracy. They must teach digital literacy, how to critically evaluate online information, how to protect one's privacy, how to maintain a healthy relationship with technology. For those whose jobs are threatened by automation, we need massive investment in retraining and lifelong learning programs. A government-funded initiative offering free courses in basic coding, free courses in digital marketing could help millions transition from old jobs to new ones, turning a crisis into an opportunity. Third, the responsibility lies with us, the users. We must become more conscious consumers of technology. This means making deliberate choices about how we use our devices instead of letting them use us. Families can establish simple rules such as, no phones at the dinner table to reclaim personal connection. Individuals can practice digital minimalism, curating their digital lives to serve their values rather than distract from them. Companies, too, have a role to play by designing products that respect user well-being and by creating robust recycling programs for their old devices. A culture of responsible technology use is not a top-down mandate. If we combine these efforts, strong regulation, widespread education, and individual responsibility, we can mitigate the worst harms of technology. The goal is not to smash the machines. The goal is to steer them in a more humane direction. We can build a future where technology serves human values, not the other way around. It requires a collective act of will, a conscious decision to be the masters of our own creations. The beast can be tamed, but only if we have the courage and the wisdom to take up the reins and guide it. In the final analysis, the story of technology is the story of humanity itself, a tale of brilliant innovation coupled with unintended consequences. It is a force of immense power, bringing both good and bad in its wake. There is no denying the profound benefits. Technology has made our daily lives immeasurably easier, healthier, more comfortable. It has supercharged our productivity, created new worlds of economic opportunity. These are not minor achievements. They are monumental triumphs of human ingenuity that have improved the lot of billions of people. Yet, we must not be blind to the costs. The ghost in the machine has a dark side. It displaces workers' phrase, our mental health, pollutes our planet. To embrace technology's gifts while ignoring its harms is a fool's bargain. I believe that the good currently outweighs the bad, but this is not a guaranteed state of affairs. The balance is delicate and could easily tip if we grow complacent. The immense power of technology demands an equally immense sense of responsibility from its creators and its users. Our path forward is clear. We must continue to innovate, but we must do so with more wisdom and foresight. We must build a society that is resilient enough to adapt to technological change, providing safety nets and new skills for those left behind. My one suggestion for the future is this. We must prioritize the teaching of critical thinking, emotional intelligence above all else. In a world saturated with information and algorithmic manipulation, the ability to think clearly and manage one's own mind will be the most crucial survival skill of all. As we stand here in 2025, we are at a crossroads. We can either become passive subjects of our technological creations, or we can become their wise masters. The choice is ours. If we choose wisely, we can continue to harness technology's incredible power to build a future that is not only more prosperous, more efficient, but also more humane, more connected, and more sustainable for the generations who will follow. The ghost in the machine is here to stay. Our task is to learn to live with it.